Hey guys, so I've been making oil paint content on here for a little while, and one of the things that I think confuses the most people about oil paints is the drying times. So I wanted to do like a little video and answer some of the most common questions that I get about it. Oil paint takes about 6 months to fully dry. There's a confusion because your oil painting can feel very dry a lot earlier than that. Basically, I think it's simplest to think of the oil painting drying in 3 stages. So the first stage is kind of what I was just talking about, and I call this like the unsmudgeable stage. It can be as early as like a couple days. You'll be able to touch your painting and no paint is gonna smudge off onto your fingers. At this stage, you can exhibit your painting, but like if you package and ship your painting, you might find that like you could get damage on it. If you put bubble wrap bubbles down on the painting, then you could get like little circle marks. That's a common thing that happens to people. You shouldn't be varnishing at this stage. Painting isn't actually fully touch dry. So that's the next stage of the drying process, is fully touch dry. I think it's like confusing wording. A lot of packages will put on their label like use when it's fully touch dry. Well, a lot of people think, oh well, it's unsmudgeable, it must be fully touch dry. Actually, like fully touch dry is kind of a different thing. There are 2 ways to test if your painting is fully touch dry. The first is called the fingernail test, and that's if you put your fingernail into the thickest part of your painting, it shouldn't leave a mark. Other way is called, it doesn't have a name. It's just when you take a little piece of like solvent. So I would just take a little piece of Gamsol on a rag and like rub it on the painting. If any color like transfers off onto your rag, then it's not fully touch dry. So those are the 2 ways to kind of tell. And it's only then when you can use the Gamvar or those kind of varnishes. Stage 1 is unsmudgeable. Stage 2 is fully touch dry. And then stage 3 is when it's fully cured. Oil paints take about 6 months to fully cure. Not every painting is gonna take 6 months. 6 months is the average. It's pretty safe that your oil painting, if you are sort of an average type painter, is going to be fully cured within that time. But if you, for example, like me, I paint pretty thinly. I use liquid, which is an alkyd oil medium, which is the fastest drying oil medium that you can use. Also, if you use certain pigments, like for example, earth colors are going to dry a lot faster than colors like white can dry really slowly because it is usually bound with the safflower oil, which is a slower drying oil medium. So like all these things are going to change the dry time of your painting, and it actually varies quite a bit. So it goes from like 3 months to a year or more.